Hello and welcome to Rouse Reviews and Demos. Long time no see, everybody. I've been kind of had a rough winter health-wise, so I haven't made any videos, and I apologize for that. I'm hoping to make it up with the JBL 710 here. So I got the JBL PARTYBOX 710 and I got the PARTYBOX 1000 here. Let's start off with the bass. JBL is the king of bass. Without a doubt, always has been, always will be. It's the king of bass. For these party speakers, I haven't found a speaker that goes as low as the JBLs do. That said, this speaker, the 710, the 1000, the 310, the 110, they all have the same issue, which is once you get them up over 50-60% volume, you'll lose a lot of the bass. And the louder you get, it seems like the less bass there is. So the sound isn't the same at 80% volume as 30% volume. You get these things up to 50%, they sound incredible. They sound awesome. But as soon as you start going over that, they get screechy. They're all mids and highs. There's still some bass there, but it's not even the way it is. It just has a totally different sound profile once you get over 50%. That's the only complaint I have with the JBL speakers. Otherwise, they're great. The lighting's beautiful. The sound is wonderful. I really enjoy playing with them. I just wish that I could turn them up full blast and have the same sound at 100% that I do at 40%. So that said, the 710 frequency response goes down to 35 hertz, and the frequency response on the 1000 goes to 30 hertz, which are both pretty darn good. My home stereo speakers go down to 29 hertz, so they're a little bit even better yet. But still, these speakers have great bass. The lighting on them, as you can see, is beautiful. I really like the way they did these runway lights on the 710. They're pretty sharp, and there's different settings. I'll go through all that. So there will be an in-depth review of the 710. This is kind of just an intro video for it. Talk about, what it costs, what it has, that kind of stuff. So it has the karaoke on it. It has the adjustable lighting, obviously. There's all different settings you can use. The speaker weighs 60 pounds, so it's pretty heavy, but they did a better job with the wheels on this one. They separated them more, so they're a little bit further apart than they are on the 1000. The wheels on the 1000 are pretty close together, so if you hit a bump, it starts rocking a little bit when you're rolling it. This is a lot more stable to move it. The 710 also will go on its side, as you can see by these pads here. You can lay it on either side. Like I said, it has karaoke. It has 3 downloadable sounds that you can add to it. There is an app where a lot of the features are available on the app. The app doesn't do anything for the 1000, but it does work for the 710. The 710 is almost exact. It's exactly alike the 310 and the 110 features-wise. It has all the same features. You can connect it to a second speaker and get true wireless stereo, which is great. The LGs don't do that. Now, honestly, I like the LGs sound better. I didn't get the LGs out to compare them because the ones that I have are older models. They're a lot bigger and louder than the newer models, but they don't sound as good as the newer model LGs. So yeah, the 710, features-wise, it is IPX4 rated, splash-proof, so for the price of it, I wouldn't take it out in the rain, but if you spill something on it or if it gets splashed, it's no big deal. As long as it's standing upright and you have the flap in place on the back where the connections are. That IPX4 rating is solid. Price-wise, this guy's $800, so it's not a cheap speaker. That said, is it worth it? If you're a JBL guy, you're going to love it. Me, myself, I just hate the fact that the sound is so different at 80% volume versus 30% volume. The sound profile changes so much, it kind of, it almost ruins the sound for it. And believe it or not, this speaker is probably the worst out of all of them for the 710 is, for that sound difference. I think it's worse than the 110 and the 310. The best out of all of them, I think, is the 110. The 110 seems to maintain its sound the best out of all of them. The 1000 is pretty good. You can get 60% and it sounds good. And really, if you crank this thing all the way up, it still sounds good. You just, like I said, you just lose that bass. Where this guy, if you crank it up, to me, it almost sounds bad. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration here of the sound and the lighting on this guy. Like I said, this is more an intro video. My next video will be an in-depth review of the 710, of all the features and everything. Yeah, don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe. And I also wanted to ask y'all what y'all think. I have a lot of hobbies. I'm like a big hobby person. I always have something different going on. And this winter I bought all new astronomy equipment, telescopes, cameras, that kind of stuff to take astronomy photos. And I'm kind of contemplating changing the channel, or at least adding a hobby playlist where I can kind of review some of my hobbies, the equipment I buy for my hobbies, and kind of, show it off and review the stuff. So I'm wondering what my regular viewers think of that. Put it in the comments down there what you guys think. Are you interested? Do you think it's a good idea? And let me know. And with that said, we will get on with the video. Enjoy. See, it sounds beautiful, but now I'm going to turn it up 100%. You can see when I turn it up past 50, 60%, it gets really high in the mids and the highs. I can feel the bass, but I can't hear it as well as I can at the lower volumes. And this is the issue that I always talk about with the JBLs. They sound amazing at 50%. Now, if I could have the same sound at 100%, the speakers would be unbeatable. Still, beautiful sounding speaker. There is still that one other annoying feature. When you get to 100% volume, the song cuts off for a second. That is the most stupidest feature I've ever seen in my life. That is the worst feature I've ever seen. Because you're jamming to a song, you want to crank it up, you get to 100% and it cuts out for a second. It's just completely awful. Um, but again, the speaker does sound beautiful at 50%. So let's do a little rock music and that'll be it for this video. Remember, stay tuned. The in-depth review is coming, as well as some other stuff. And don't forget, if you guys are interested in seeing some other videos with some of the other hobbies I do, hit me up in the comments and let me know. Cheers.